Okay, so I'm just going to skip around in these review videos. I'm doing problem number 5 from the first page right now. It's just getting some keywords and picking an equation that works with it. And if you notice, we're talking about money. So one of the equations has to deal with just money, which is money plus money equals money. And it says that it equals 3.45, right? And we're talking about nickels and dimes. So I know that nickels are 5 cents and dimes are 10 cents. So the equation has to have 3.45 and money, right? But which one equals the nickels? Nickels is the Y's. So nickels are 5 cents, not 10 cents. It's not C, and these don't work because that's not money. So automatically, just by looking at the money equation, you can figure out that the answer is D. Okay, now we're going to do problem number 7 on page number 2. It says, we're talking about Whataburger and we're talking about French fries and hamburgers. And we have 2 equations. So the first equation says that they have 2 hamburgers, so we'll say 2x plus 3 French fries, so that's 3y, equals a total of 1370. And hopefully you guys at least did those equations. And then the second one, it's talking about 4 hamburgers, so that's 4x plus 2 French fries, that's 2y, equals a total of 1924. We know that we put those 2 in decimals, and they're going to cross. So we need to see where they cross, and it says, what is the cost in dollars of each hamburger? So the hamburgers is the x's, right? We figured that out earlier. Hamburgers are x's. So once you get the solution, I only want the x part of it. So how much are the hamburgers? So I need you to put both of those in decimals, see where they cross, and just tell me the x. And that'll be how much the hamburgers cost. Okay, so I'm going to do 8 and 9 really quickly. Remember, these are both exponential functions, and I can tell because all the equations are to the power of x. Okay? And if you remember, we have y equals a, which is the initial value, which you start with, times b, which is either a growth or a decay, to the power of x. So this number in the front is what you start with. So both, we need to be looking for that. So problem number 8, it says that they purchased it for this amount. That means that's what they started with. Not this and not this. Right? And then problem 9, it says that you started with 100. So this one and this one, not these 2. Right? So I already just narrowed it down. This one says that there's an increase of 5%. That means we're increasing from the dollar, remember? So that's 5 cents over the dollar. So that's 1.05, not just 0.05. The answer is B. And then 9 says that the cells are doubling. And doubling means to multiply by 2. So it's the one that has a 2 inside. Okay, those are pretty simple. Okay, on the next page, now we're on problem number 20. This is really, really, really easy if you can make the equation and put it in decimals. Okay? It says a 36-gallon bathtub is draining. So we started with 36 and it's draining, that's minus. So y equals 36 minus at a rate of 1.8 gallons per minute. Because it has the word per, that's the one that's going to have the x next to it. So once you have the equation, we can put that in decimals. Y equals 36 minus 1.8x. Okay? And you guys started like this, right? You got to zoom out and see the whole thing. Remember, it's real life, so it started at 36 gallons, and then it drained all the way over here. It's asking for the domain. Only the domain. So where did we start it at? 0 minutes all the way to 20 minutes. So from 0 to 20 minutes, that's your answer. Okay, just the domain. This is a real life situation, so it's not all real numbers. You start at 0, that's when it was at 36 gallons, and you end at 20 minutes, that's when it's at 0 gallons. Problem 21 and 22. Remember, you're going to put one side in line 1, and you're going to put the other side in line 2. Okay, make sure that you put X's, see where they cross. Same thing for 22. This goes in line 1, and this goes in line 2. What happens if they don't cross ever? No solution. That means one of these is going to have no solution because they're never going to cross. Okay? The other one does cross, and you need to tell me where it crosses. And because there's only M's on the equation or R's in the equation, those are your X's. That means I'm only looking for the X value, not the X and the Y. Just the X. Okay? So go ahead and do that if you haven't done it, and pause the video. Okay, problem number 19 is asking for the range. That is the Y. But if you look at the answer choices, there is no Y's. There is X's, which that is not it. And there is G of X, which is the same thing as Y. G of X's are the same thing as Y. So those two are not the answers we need to figure out from F and H. And we're going from the bottommost point to the topmost point. Okay? So the answer is -4 all the way to 1. But this does not have a line underneath because it's an open circle. So the answer is F. Okay? They're not both closed circles. You have to remember that. And then problem number 23. Okay, it says, which statement best describes the y-intercept of the graph? So just the y-intercept, what happened right here? That's when you started, right? So the cost is $5 per month? No. The cost of the membership decreased? No. The starting fee, 35. Yes, because it's 35 right there. And then J, the minimum number of months the student must have the membership is 35. No, we're not talking about months. That was the money. So the answer is H. Okay? Hopefully you were able to do the rest of them. I need you to turn this sheet in to me, and I will hand it back to you on Monday.